look, I'm just trying to use my little lizard brain here and think. I'm trying to process this market. And this is what this channel is all about. It's about, this journey that we're on here together that we're trying to figure out. And I want to hear about these, my thoughts in the comments. And so I listed down 6 reasons why I think it's important to buy right now, 6 reasons why I think it's important to sell right now. And then I'm going to give my kind of final analysis at the end. It's going to be like a good, bad, good sandwich here. Like there's the crap in the middle, but we're going to sandwich it in between the good and just the good. So here's the first reason on why I think we should be buying Bitcoin right now. And it's because it's always a good time to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the future. It's a hedge against inflation. It can't be confiscated, can't be controlled, can't be manipulated. There's always going to be a finite supply. It's the largest monetary network. It's the most sound money available out ever. All these reasons why I put red laser eyes on every single thumbnail that comes out. Why? Because at my heart, I am a Bitcoin maxi, and I'm just trying to get to the next Bitcoin. Everything, all my trades are always trying to get to the next. Even my sell-offs, I'm trying to get to more Bitcoin. I am a Bitcoin diehard believer. I believe in the future, but I just want to make more moves to get Bitcoin. So I haven't moved from my position with that. It's just we got future things to think about. Anyway, that's the first reason. It's always a good time to buy Bitcoin. Second reason, if you have a 20-year horizon, it won't matter. This is my personal belief. Who knows? But I think if you have a long enough timeline, these short-term volatility, ups and downs, day to the week to the month to even the year won't matter, because in the long run, Bitcoin, that's what Bitcoin is built for the long run, for 20 years, for 50 years, for 100 years. You're not even meant to be the last holder of it. You're supposed to pass it off to your generational family and children to give them wealth. And I fully believe that right now. That is still the goal. But on a 20-year, 50-year, 100-year timeline, it won't matter. That's why you should be buying Bitcoin right now. Third reason, to DCA, to dollar cost average, to just buy a little bit every week. Doesn't matter about the volatility. Why? Because you and I don't have the ability to time anything. So volatility won't matter. Timing won't matter. You don't even have to think about it. Just every week, just put a little bit more. Just put a little bit more. Doesn't matter how much you have. Just every week. If you have $10, $20, just boop, boop, every week. That is the way to remove the volatility, remove the fear. Like, you just have more of a peace. You don't have time 2 hours a day to research this crap and make these decisions and go through the emotional turmoil and go through your, this gut thing, because trading is this like emotive thing that you need to crush that emotion down. It's hard for me to do that. Okay. I'm a little bit emotional right now. So yeah, DCA, and that's the third reason why to buy, because you could remove the volatility and DCA. And fourth reason is conventional wisdom says, buy the dip, right? Buy when others are fearful, and I clearly am fearful, and sell when people are greedy. It's like this conventional wisdom that this is stuff that you could see on every single investing video out there. It doesn't matter, right? So there's that. 5. The crypto fear is bigly. Okay, the crypto fear. Here's the greed index. Fear greed. Okay, it's 23. Yesterday it was 12. Who knows what it'll be? Today or tomorrow. But total sentiment is it's pretty fearful. Everyone's pretty fearful right now, and so yeah, I mean, just a market analysis says that everyone's fearful right now. That's number 5. Number 6. Adoption is growing. Okay, Bitcoin 5 years ago, not a lot of people were in it, just the weirdos, just the speculative ones, right? Just trying to get into Bitcoin. Now it's kind of cool. It's really cool. Twitter's adopting it. YouTube's adopting it. You know what I mean? Like, we're putting NFTs on the Twitter profile. Like, what is happening? Adoption has grown massively, and adoption will still continue to grow of Bitcoin, of NFTs, of crypto. People using all these crypto in regular life, in day-to-day transactions, it's just growing. So when user base is growing, when adoption is growing, of course, these cryptocurrencies will grow along with it. Those are my 6. And let me know what you think about those. Now, here's the real contention. I'm going to pair them with 6 reasons why I think you should sell. And these 6 reasons were, here's my hand. They were compelling enough for me to sell my Bitcoin, my precious Bitcoin, you know what I mean? but I'm anticipating to buy more and buy a future dip. Okay, so here we go. Number one, crypto is the most volatile asset class. This is why you should sell. Crypto is the most volatile asset class. Okay, it doesn't play by the rules of the stock market and the real estate, where those are like, more stable, right? They have long history. They're not as easily they're not easily susceptible to 50%, 90%. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were in Time Wonderland in like December, you bought in like $9,000. It is like $1,000. It's like a 90% drop, and I feel bad for those people. That the real estate market can't do that. I mean, at least not foreseeably. I don't think it could do that. So that's why I'm trying to remove all of the volatility, get into stablecoin, and just make some passive income. So that's the first reason why, is because it's the most volatile asset class out there right now. I mean, I don't think people are rushing into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a hedge against all this nonsense that's going on, this manipulation, all of this stuff, this inflation. But I don't think people see it as that right now. People see it as speculative right now. And especially they should, because there's no regulation on it. So that they should see it as speculative, because it is. So that's the first one. It is the most volatile asset class. Number two, hyperinflation. When it's not just inflation, right? Inflation is a normal thing, kind of. Hyperinflation is like the massive amounts of money supply that's been poured into the economy in the last 2 years, just because of COVID. So this is something that's very concerning, because when hyperinflation increases, purchasing power goes down. People aren't able to buy that new Apple thing that comes out. People aren't able to buy, the car that they want, or the house that they want, or whatever. You know what I mean? And more importantly, people aren't able to afford to, feed themselves, support themselves, especially if they're older. They have no ability to add to their income when their income isn't enough to cut it. I know people right now. Everyone that I know is trying to pick up more hours, pick up a second job, pick up a side hustle, just do more, try to do garage sales. I mean, it's crazy right now. Everyone's trying to make a little money. Hyperinflation squeezing everybody. No, that's the second. Number three. I believe that all markets will crash. There's a forthcoming crash, and this is speculative, right? This is something that I don't know, right? Who am I? I'm just some Yahoo with a cowboy hat and a camera. But if the housing market has done only good, stock market's it's crazy highs, hitting crazy high valuations right now. Crypto has that, but it's still got that volatility. So really, it doesn't play in the same rules. All of these markets have just continued to go up. What goes up must come down. It's going to happen. It's going to crash. I don't know when. Can't tell you when. It's going to happen, though. I'm just trying to get ready for that crash as best as I can. That's the third one. Market crash is coming. Number fourth, I think there's overconfidence in the market right now. So I've brought up the fear and greed index for crypto, right? But for the fear and greed index for just general, like the market, it was greedy last week, and now it's fearful this week. Now, I could see it rally, depending on what the Fed says, if it's not as bad as the people thought, or maybe it's already hit because of the Fed, right? Like this is the result of it. But I see it as it's still overconfident. I still, anecdotally, I still see my friends buying stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's still, I think, a sense of an air of confidence. There's still more of that. That's more anecdotal, and that, I believe, is the weakest one, but whatever. Number five. I believe this is the strongest one. I don't know why more people are not talking about the United States being in severe, severe debt. Okay, let me tell you about the danger of debt. Debt is like taking a shortcut across a frozen lake with thin ice. It might keep on working, but eventually something unexpected will happen and it will fall through, and we're gonna be frozen and drowning. And that's what debt does. That's not good. Debt is not good right now. The severe amount of debt. Let me show you something. The amount. Here's the debt calculator for the United States. If you see on the top left-hand side, you'll see that it's 29 trillion with a T. Okay, this one right here. 29 trillion. That's million right here. This is billion right here. This is the trillions right here. This is a big old T. This is the U.S. gross domestic product. If you don't know what a gross domestic product is, it is the sum total of all the products and services that a country the United States can produce. We have a greater debt at 29 trillion than we have the ability to pay it off at 23 trillion. It is literally impossible to pay off our national debt. Literally, it's just kicking the can down the road. You know, our income tax revenue right now is just under 2 trillion. How are we supposed to pay that off? It's 30 trillion. What is supposed to happen? Because when the rising debt, right, the United States is rising its debt. It has to borrow money. It's like a big Ponzi scheme. The United States has to borrow money from somewhere or create it to pay off yesterday's expenses. And it's like this Ponzi scheme. Just money has to keep flowing in to just pay off yesterday's expenses. And when it can't do that, that's when we fall through the ice. And so this is all the stuff that I'm thinking through. And I'm reading books and I'm listening to people, right? It's just not in my head. I'm just sourcing all this information, but I want to hear what your thoughts are. The rate of the GDP growth is much slower than the rate of the debt growth because they're just making money. So I'm a little frustrated right now. I'm a little scatterbrained. Number 6, and this is probably the scariest one, is that people are selling off. Meet Kevin, just sold off his $20 million profile of stocks in crypto. Okay, meet Kevin, small fish, compared to everybody. Elon Musk, maybe you've heard of him, sells another 1 billion in Tesla shares, nearing 10% target. Just because he tweeted about something, everyone said, yeah, you should sell, is not why he's selling. He's selling because something is happening. I think he knows. I don't know. Jeff Bezos sold Amazon stock. This was in November. And Zuckerberg, all last year, this article was written April 29, but all last year, Zuckerberg and Dorsey and other billionaires are selling off. This was happening. While last year was going up. So they're selling on this way up. I'm down here. I'm this little fish just looking at the whales. If you like whale watching, here you go. Here you go. Look at this. Chamath Palihapitiya. Yeah, these guys are all selling, man. And so here's where I'm at. What is this lizard brain cowboy going to do? I might have gorilla arms. The diamond hands, it's more of a metaphorical diamond hand. It's like I am metaphorically grabbing onto Bitcoin. This is just a move towards it. I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you think about these 6 pinned against each other? Which one stood out to you the most? These comments I really care about. If I have to do a giveaway to just get some really good, insightful comments, I will. But this is very interesting because we are at a point where we don't know where this thing could go. Do you know? No. That's why if you're this hyper bull, what happened to me was I was just putting in crypto voices in my head, but I didn't get like a wider sense of like the economy and the market and what's actually going on here. Here's the good. Let me end on the good. I still believe crypto is the future. I believe Bitcoin. I believe that there's Bitcoin and there's every other crypto. And so I don't want to mess with these crappy little coins that are coming out right now. I mean, maybe I'll throw a little bit something towards them because, whatever, it's just speculative. And honestly, that's why I think a lot of crypto projects are holding off on launching right now. It's because it's a bear market. But really, there's only Bitcoin and there's every other crypto. And I want to put my money down on crypto. But I want to do it in a smart way where, I'm not this rich guy who can just keep DCAing out and forever. I'm stressed out, guys. I'm stressed out. Let me know your thoughts. Guys, lizard brain, gorilla arms, metaphorical hands that are diamonds. I'll see you in the next video.